last roll of the dice. How important is a win this weekend?
Yeah, really important. It's been pretty cutthroat since we went 0-5, and we've focused week by week since then, and we'll do the same this weekend. Geelong are a really tough task, whether they're down at their home ground or up here, and we know we've got our work cut out for us, but we're ready for the fight.
How did the defence deal with all the issues that emerged in the Melbourne game? What have you reviewed and what are you correcting this week?
Yeah, well, there's the two different challenges, Melbourne and Geelong are very defensively sound, and they like to speed the ball up by hand, and similar to each week, we'll be looking for a whole team buy-in defensively to combat that.
Did anything emerge from that Melbourne game, particularly the Pickett issue, that makes you rethink how you do set up the defence?
Yeah, we definitely have matchups that we go with, but we need our whole team to buy in and help out where they can. And it wasn't necessarily one person that we, put it down to, but it's a whole team thing. We've got to be responsible for our man and make sure that, we get our job done.
Lachie Jones is in Melbourne. Do we assume he's not right to go this week?
Yeah, Jonesy won't play this week. He's, he's in Melbourne doing something for the AFLW.
Who does it look like would get a bit of a matchup on Tyson Steen? We think who's a good matchup there?
Yeah, I think we haven't gone through them yet, but any of our high backs, myself, Darcy, Riley, or Berto can definitely take that match up, and we'll each find ourselves on him at some time. So we'll do our homework on him, and when it is our turn to be on him, we'll make sure we get the job done. Given
that he is such a small, dangerous forward that doesn't need much space, how are you planning on locking him down and making sure he doesn't run rampant like Cozzy last weekend?
Yeah, well, they're pretty similar players, so we'll learn from last week of how Cozzy got off the chain a little bit. But as I said, it's a whole team buy-in. When it's your turn to get the job done on him, we make sure that we get the job done. And he's dangerous around the goal, so any chance he gets, he usually has a shot at goal. So we'll make sure we do our homework.
When it's getting so tough on that premiership table, how do you keep believing that it's still possible? How do you keep that belief within the group?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's a week by week process. If the mathematics say that we can still make the finals, then we're obviously going to believe that, and we're going to keep pushing to make ourselves better to get something out of the end of the year and push for a potential final spot.
Bryn Teakle, obviously he looked pretty good out there. Does he a likely chance to come in?
If Bryn got through training, the selectors will go through the team this afternoon as the people that got through training and have a look what's available and what's not, and then go from there, and we'll find out later tonight if what team he's playing in.
How's it right here looking?
Yeah, Raz was good. He looks good out there today, and he got through training, so he'll definitely be a chance, and we'll find out later this afternoon, later tonight, what the team will look like.
How much of a risk would it be bringing him back in without a game this year and no Sanford game for a month?
Yeah, well, I guess it's a risk, if he plays SANFL or AFL, and it'll be up to the coaches about the risk versus reward and see how that weighs up. But we know we're going to put our full faith in Raz no matter where he plays. He has to get out on the park eventually, so we're going to look forward to seeing him in some game this weekend.
How big of an inclusion would Teakle be, given that you guys haven't really been playing with a ruckman across the back half of the season? Yeah,
I think it's always good to have a designated ruckman in your team, but in saying that, Charlie's and Jez have been doing a really good job in another area with their follow-up work, and our mids know what they're expecting when we lose a ruckman, that we're going to have to be really strong at ground level and around the contest, and they've been doing that, so it definitely does help. But our fill-ins, Jez and Dicko, have been really good as well.
Given that they're such dangerous forwards, would it be good to kind of see them up there now as well, kicking some goals?
Yeah, it's always good to have Dicko and Jez closer to goal. They do provide so much in our forward line, but they've been so good in accepting a role in working together in the ruck. So, yeah, it would be really good to have Bryn back, but we know what the reality is. If he's not right, then we've got our full support in Charlie and Jez.
Dealing with opposition momentum like Fremantle, Melbourne, long run of goals, have you worked through that and how you can stop that in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I think momentum in all games of footy at the moment is proving pretty vital at stages, and we work through that. We know that our contest and our contest shape to win the ball or at least neutralise and get repeat stoppages is one thing that we've looked at for when the momentum does go the other way.
Turnovers, how are you dealing with those?
Yeah, I think turnovers, when the opposition bring their pressure to be able to clear the ball and not give the the opposition, the ball back is one thing that we've definitely worked at.
How did Bonner pull up after the game on the weekend?
Yeah, really good. I think he was planning on playing with a helmet, but he ended up not playing with that and got through fine. So, yeah, I don't think he was too worried at all.
When you look at someone like Mitch Georgiades, it looks like he just struggles at the moment in front of goal. What do you put that down to? Is it a confidence thing? Is it just maybe it's that time of the season where he's struggling with his body a little bit? What do you put that down to where he seems to misfire at the moment?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Mitch too much about it, but I think it is a confidence thing. We've seen Mitch at his best. He's very sharp around the goals and very accurate. And this year he's even said that he's not quite as confident around the goals as what he has been, and he looks to pass off. I think it is a confidence thing for him, but we've got our full support in him that he'll be able to turn that round, whether that be later this year or next year.
How much can we read into the training teams out there today with Georgiades obviously playing on the weaker side?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't read into them too much. I think we have 5-6 people running on the sidelines as well. So we just sort of put together a makeshift team for each side just to make it even and get through training.
The last 2 seasons in a row, you've beaten Geelong in a qualifying final at Adelaide Oval. This seems like a final now. Does that sort of give you any confidence going in against what is a must-win game?
Yeah, it does. We know that our best footy can beat Geelong, a full-strength Geelong team. So we'll be looking to take some positives out of that game, and I think our pressure was really high. So I think that's definitely somewhere where we'll start with, and we'll try and get our supporters involved as well and get going from there.